The bells toll for me. I bit down hard on the last of my rations, held only by the skin of my teeth. It barely hung on as I kept frantically looking around, hoping for the few scraps of burning memory of mine to find a familiar sight that would lead me to salvation. The gates must be closing by now. The last few barely make it. The rest of us never stood a chance. Suddenly, from a blind spot, a figure struck me. There was no time to react before I came crashing down into the cold, hard ground. I struggled to regain my sense to at least see what fate would befall me in my final moments. But even in this abyss of endless terror, my mind could never have imagined the horror I witnessed.
Oh my god, you didn't find it! You did not!
You refuse these stories. Oh great. Okay, and I get hit red by a vibrating fountain just my leg. At least you can help me up before the rest. You can get exploded by the sun or jackhammers itself into the earth mantle. Not with attitude like that. Sorry, my fault, gang. Alright.
See what everyone wants to do with a robot?
Sorry. Hey, sorry about being rude like that. I'm just really frustrated and then really frustrated that I'm not only late for school, but also managed to get lost on the way there. Though, by the looks of it, you're pretty much on the same boat, and by a stroke of once-in-a-lifetime luck, you just happened to bump into the prettiest girl in town. So, how about you lead the way, get us out of this jam? I don't wanna. Actually, I'm lost. Just my luck, though. In retrospective, I guess you wouldn't be here with me right now if you weren't lost as well. Oh well, no point crying over spilled blood. We might as well just wait for another student to come by and follow them instead. Don't bother telling me your name though. I don't really care. You can do it with being a bit nicer to people we just met. Just waiting here won't get us anywhere. We should be looking. Wandering around like headless chicken would only get us even more lost. No, not true. Since we're both heading to school and end up meeting right here, that means there's a very high likelihood this spot is somewhere along the way. Therefore, we'll be better off just staying put and waiting for someone who does know the way. It's basic logic. You should look it up sometime. Basic logic, not a word. Anyone who knows the way will already have gone there. So, yeah, exactly. I can't give up. I've never tried. I can't give up if I never tried in the first place, and I don't make a habit out of trying. Why not? Because nothing matters. There's no point in trying if the end result will be the same anyway. Try as if you might, you'll eventually just become forgotten dust in the wind like the rest of us. I mean, really hold on. Let's take a moment to think about it. The human mind. Why is the music as calm as the vastness? I can't recognize its utter helplessness and
why is it getting like
unavoidable non-existence, but it's incapable of comparison. We can only ever ignore it, hiding from it, or temporarily escaping from it. But the fact is that we are bound the way of all things. Death is unavoidable, and not only to us, but all that exists or ever has existed. Every living being will eventually die. Every speck matter will eventually wither away and display into entropy. It doesn't matter if you lived a good life or if you left a legacy behind. It doesn't matter if humanity survives for 1,000 years or dies out tomorrow. The end result is the same, and the absolute nothing. Human intelligence is far beyond that of other animals, but it would be misguided to consider that a gift. All other beings have the gift of ignorance, of not understanding what we do. Our intelligence is not a gift, it's a flaw. It's not an overextension of evolution. Intelligence, once a great feature in eons past, continued to grow, unchecked and unfiltered, has since passed a threshold whereupon it is no longer a benefit but an active danger to its host. Much like the Irish elk, a species of deer that through uncountable generations of evolution grew antlers so wide and fast that it could no longer run from predators, eventually leading to extinction. The human mind is an evolutionary maladaptation caused by going too far in a direction that was beneficial and will, sooner or later, lead to our extinction. On an individual level, it's already happening.
Dude, I'm
Existential
speechless.
dread is already taking hold. I'm sure you felt it too. The pain and fear of being nothing, becoming nothing. The suffering of understanding that we are unable to come to terms with it, so we hide from our own intelligence. We set limits. We stop ourselves from thinking deeply about what will happen when we die. We create distractions. We keep our minds busy with mundane activities and entertainment to stop ourselves from having to come to face with the truth. We sublimate it. We transform our self-reflective suffering into another form, art, to keep it from consuming us. Anything to avoid the panic. But these ways are always simply temporary. They're just there to push us back in the inevitable veil of helplessness and despair that would encompass and ruin us. In the end, nothing matters. There's no point in trying to find joy in life, for life, in and of itself, it's suffering. You're wrong. You criticize those who consider our vast intelligence as a gift, and yet also misguide yourself to believe our meaninglessness is a curse. How can it not be? Nothing we do matters in the end, and that is precisely why we are not shackled by the burden of expectation.
You know,
Of fear
people say
eternal.
nothing really we do matters. You just gotta make yourself known when you do the thing. Then you
Exactly.
matter.
Judgment or the failure to meet up
Like,
to
think of like the famous people in history. Like, let's think of the good people, not the bad people. Um, like let's say Einstein. He did some pretty cool things, which I do not remember because I'm stupid. But think of the guy who made the first ever VR headset, like the Oculus. That's pretty cool, huh? The guy who made Monster Hunter.
That's pretty
He's a
cool.
pretty
The
good
guy who
guy.
made
He's a
Ultrakill.
great guy.
That's pretty cool.
The guys who made Ultrakill. That's peak.
Anyway,
Can't
judgment.
just dog on shit for like if you don't try. I'm flying, you stupid dragon.
Yeah, Blade Ninja after, I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's
Okay, I
true or
can't
not.
play Hammer.
Okay. So,
I can't
fear of
play Hammer.
eternal judgment
Stupid
or the
ass.
failure to meet up to an arbitrary definition of what it makes our life time not wasted. Time cannot be wasted, for there is no greater purpose to life than simply living it. But still, in that case, the meaninglessness of our action draws to the same conclusion. There is no reason to act, for any action is simply a temporary fluxion that will, nevertheless, lead to the same conclusion. Quite the contrary, because we have no greater purpose. We are free to set our own, to create self-defined goals for which to strive. For some, it may be nothing. For some, it may be pleasure. For some, it may be creation. For some, it may be improving the lives of others. It is because we have no greater purpose that time spent on goals set by our own self cannot be time wasted. In the end, nothing matters, and therefore you have no reason not to do what you want, rather than whatever illusion of greater purpose is forced on you by others or even your own misguided thoughts. I do understand what you mean. However, it doesn't ease my fear of the end. Even if I were to try and find purpose, I would still be paralyzed by the thought of becoming nothing. And it is a thought worth fearing. However, abandoning purpose, hope, choice, goals, pleasure, and will cannot make. I just no. Pleasure. It
Oh,
will and will cannot make that thought disappear. The fear, however, can subside. Giving up is not accepting the end. It is simply accepting the fear of it. It is embracing despair rather than facing it. You see, though as much as I'd like to embrace it, I am nevertheless struck with that paralyzing existential panic. I understand it logically, and I know that there is no reason to live in apathy. My emotional side refuses to listen. The fear persists, and I cannot motivate myself to seek purpose despite knowing I must. This is true. The emotional is not controlled by the logic. However, they are interlinked. Just as the deepest, darkest depths of despair can overthrow reason and the logical, warping them to fit into the haze of depression, so too can reason influence and overpower emotion, regardless of how impenetrable its defense may seem. By continually forcing to subvert those creeping negative thoughts with the positive logical ones, the emotional mind will eventually, slowly, gradually start to shape to fit logical. It is not an easy job. It's not a quick job. It will sometimes feel like an impossible job. However, it can be done. With an immense amount of time, effort, and energy, it will improve. You can change. You can heal. And during the hardest times, when all seems lost and you want to give up, never forget. We will always love you. What do you mean? Okay. Well, I'll be damned. I guess you got a good head on your shoulders after all. Hell, I'm impressed. Wait, aren't we in the road? Man, I feel like I've just shed the weight of the world off my back. Wait, aren't we in the road? What if I get run over? Wait a second. Or rather, you've done that for me. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You've given me a lot to think about. And while I'm sure I have a long and a hard road ahead of me, I'm optimistic. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, I'm optimistic. Say, we're already too late for school, and it's becoming quite clear by now that nobody's going to come lead us there. So how about you and I ditch that passion-rainy penitentiary and go grab something to eat, eh? Yeah, sure. Wait, what is it? Steve Bastard, but alright. I do owe you one anyway, so what better time to cash out? You did a nice thing to a girl way out of my league.
Crash out.
Crash out your coupon that now, eh? All the imperfect love song complete. I'm gonna throw myself into a lake.
Yeah, dude, that was a and a half, man.
That was wild.
Meanwhile, I'm getting my butt handed to me by a giant green dragon.
No, it's the corpse king. Wait a second. No. Wait. No. I guess just to stop recording now, huh? Or should I keep recording?
Yeah. I mean, you've got your content, man.
I got my content. I got everything I wanted.
You got the content you want. Hold on, let me check my channel. Is my content done good, or am I a shit YouTuber still?
I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna like edit like some of that, but some of it, yeah, I'm gonna edit it. But, like some of them I'm gonna edit, but it's mostly just gonna be like all the way.
2 views, 22 hours. 2 views, 18 hours. Hell yeah, dude, I'm doing amazing. 1 view, no views, no views. 8 views, surprising. Let's check my shorts. Oh yes, 500 views of me cooking a steak. I love analytics, man. I love like I just love the way it makes me get 500 movement with this game. For a woman making armor. It's amazing.
That's a wrong thing. Okay, well, I'm gonna restart. I'll restart my mission.
Yeah,
Alright,
man, you should totally watch my stream.
bet. Alright, so
It
that's,
might be a little, laggy. Just warning.
alrighty then.
My bad.
Well, that's it for this video. V2 is